Welcome back, everyone, to Jake Writes a Book. My name is Jake, and I am trying to write a book. Today I want to talk to you about something specific. Specifically, how restrictions can make you more creative. Restrictions. Nobody likes them, especially not artsy-fartsy people. Creatives want freedom, room to exercise their craft outside the influence of big writing. Restrictions are those pesky things that producers and literary agents thrust upon you to stifle your vision. But does this have to be the way that we look at creative restrictions? No, it really doesn't have to be. A simple attitude adjustment on creative restrictions can actually greatly benefit your work. But before that can happen, you have to stop looking at limitations and restrictions as barriers to success. You instead have to look at them as creative challenges that help you focus that mad creative energy. Example time. Artist Phil Hansen's story is an especially inspiring example. Phil Hansen was an artist who preferred pointillist style, pointillism, I don't know. It's that thing where you use a bunch of tiny little dots to show something big. Many little dots, something big. That's the art style. Sam, throw up some examples. But something seemingly tragic and extremely restrictive happened to Phil Hansen. He developed an unruly tremor in his hand, which made his hand shake whenever he tried to make those little dots. Initially, Phil was completely dejected and thought about leaving the art world altogether. Thankfully, he didn't. Phil made the conscious choice to bravely embrace the restrictions around him, to embrace the shake, to quote the title of the TED Talk for his story. Check it out. Cool TED Talk. Link in the description. Now Phil is totally challenging and transcending the medium. He's drawn on coffee cups and painting with karate moves and doing weird stuff with matches and candles and chewed up food. It's incredibly strange and awesome and super creative. Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein as a contest amongst friends to write the scariest horror story during like a storm or something. I don't know. I should know more about history, but she did write it during a contest, a horror writing contest. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter on a napkin with her eyes closed.
Wait, did she actually?
No, she didn't. Limitations help keep you focused. Deadlines are your friends. They actually push you to get things done, so set deadlines for yourself. Write down your goal for how many words you want to write a day, or how many short stories you want to make a month, or how many submissions you want to do a year. It doesn't matter. Restrict yourself by setting a goal and then trying to meet that goal. Write down your goals on a piece of paper, or in a spreadsheet, or both. Writing assignments are your friends. So are writing prompts. Oh, you're making a movie, huh? You're making a movie with some pals down the street? You got budget limitations? Good. Budget limitations help you exercise those creative muscles.
Yeah, guys who made Avengers Infinity War
Had
$5
zero budget. The horror genre is another great example of these creative restrictions being super profitable and having a great ROI. Yeah, ROI. Big business brain. The Insidious films and the Paranormal Activity franchise cost nothing compared to your average blockbuster. And yet those movies haul in millions and millions of dollars. Wow, big gross revenue number, very big. Budget number, very small. Relatively speaking, of course, that's still a very expensive movie to make, but not as expensive as like Avengers Endgame or whatever. I myself have benefited from creative restrictions on a number of personal projects. During the first few months of quarantine, a few theater friends from school informed me that they were going to start their own production company called Platform. The mission of Platform was to provide writers, actors, and directors a space to exercise and hone their craft as artists during a time when the stage was really not a viable option.
Wait, wasn't that the company that did like the Fifth Wall Festival?
Yep.
Wasn't that the company that stole the logo from Patreon?
I signed up to be a writer and faced many creative challenges, such as writing a 10 to 15 minute Zoom play that was specifically designed for Zoom. Restrictions, limited to putting my actors into tiny boxes. I had to account for this in the script. So, what did I do? I leaned into the restrictions. I did my best to write a story where having my characters actually be in tiny little boxes made sense. Thus, I made my Zoom play about a bunch of characters trapped on a virtual afterlife grid, stuck in tiny boxes. Shoot, I should have named the play Tiny Boxes. It's called The Afterlife, a Zoom story Tiny Boxes is a much better name. Comment in the, go to the
Comment
comments.
in the description.
Which would be a better title for the Zoom play?
Tiny Boxes or Afterlife?
Yeah.
Awakening. Echoes.
Wow, sounds so cool, Jake. I'd love to see your Zoom play. Well, you can, right here. There's a link in the description. Check it out. In grade school and in high school, my friends and I would make movies all the time, and we were constantly facing budget issues, seeing that our budget was like $0. But we persevered. My friends and I made this thriller mini-series on YouTube that was like 6 episodes, and we did it on a budget of no money. Later on in high school, we made a horror film, a feature-length horror film, and really the only thing we spent money on was like $20 for monster hands. The budget restrictions helped me be more creative during that writing process and be more economic as a writer too, only having what was absolutely necessary be in the story. Additionally, we didn't have CGI to make a really spooky digital monster, so we had to find other creative ways to put scares in the movie. But that was high school, huh? What about now, Jake? Do you still like restrictions now? Do ya? Yes. Yes, I do. In fact, we're gonna play with some restrictions right now. Cut the music, Sam. This is serious.
Whoa, serious.
Serious business. I'm gonna write a short story right now from scratch, and Sam is gonna place every single restriction and limitation that he can think of every 60 seconds. Every 60 seconds. Is it gonna be good? I don't know, but we're gonna try, because we're not afraid of restrictions. Okay, Sam. First restriction, what does my genre have to be?
Okay, it's gotta be, setting has to be in space, but it's also has to have pirates that are hackers.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? Pirate hackers in space.
Hackers in space.
Okay, Sam, so the timer's going for 60 seconds. When it hits 60, give me another thing.
Okay, you're 1 minute down. Your second restriction is the antagonist has to be a giant space cat.
Already?
Already. Your next restriction is at some point in the story, somebody has to be set on fire.
Oh my gosh. Wait, the hackers are pirates?
Sure.
Wait, did you say there's hacker pirates?
Yes. Okay, you got another minute's up. I gotta think of something. Yeah, both of his names, all his first
No,
name.
no. Just first name. Be fair.
His first name is Fred.
There, Gigs, that actually works.
Did you name him Fred?
Okay, editor Sam here. This is the part where we forgot the rules and Jake ran out of time and panicked, so we had to give him more time. Okay.
I forgot.
How about we do 6 restrictions?
Okay.
So you just did 3.
Okay.
Now we're gonna have a 2-minute intermission and 3 more things.
Okay, I got it. Right. I gotta figure this
Okay.
out. What am I gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna give you your next restriction. It's gotta be the main character has to befriend the cat villain at the end. Okay, your next restriction is that at some point in the story, a planet has to explode. Okay, your last one is I'm seriously running out of ideas. One of the
It can be simple. It can be a simple thing.
Alright, one of the characters, this is very simple. One of the characters has to be crushed by a giant anvil at some point in the story. 10, 9, 8, 7.
Wait, give me 30 plus 30 more seconds plus 30 more seconds bonus time.
Bonus time, overtime.
I don't know, overtime, 30 more seconds.
30 more seconds.
This is so stressful.
Starting now.
gonna say it looks
You're supposed to be done.
Don't tell them this. So, alright, here's what we got based on all those restrictions. Oh wait, it needs a title. We'll call it... Wait, but there's the same... You made me make it all like the character's mouse. There's like a cat antagonist or something.
The only animal in the story was that the cat was an antagonist. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Did you make me do a mouse? Whatever.
No.
I'm gonna call this Space Cat. That is the name. Without further ado, here is Space Cat. I dropped my toothpaste today. Normally that wouldn't be a problem, but when you're a mouse in space, it's a major problem. My name is Fred Flopple, and I am the captain of the SS Fuzzyface. The SS Fuzzyface is the first major vessel of its kind, a spaceship entirely devoted to shuttling mice out into space. Normally I wouldn't mind the work, though it is tedious and boring, if there weren't so many damn scavengers. But there are, and they're led by Whiskers, the most terrible space cat pirate of them all. I reached down and grabbed the toothpaste capsule, gripping it in my tiny, adorable paws. Captain Flopple! I hear second mate Paw Winkle's voice before I see him. What is it, Paw Winkle? Whisker's space cruiser has been spotted. He's hacked into our defense shields. He's boarding, Captain. Call on the crew, I say. Captain, the crew is dead. I see the explosion before Paul Winkle does. It vaporizes his body instantly in a burst of heat and flame. There's somebody being set on fire, Sam. That counts.
Yeah.
Bombs, cat bombs, set off inside the ship. At least our oxygen isn't compromised. I scramble to get to the main deck. Whiskers is already there. Hello, Captain Flopple, I am here, and I have killed your entire crew and pulverized your entire planet into cat litter. Do you surrender? I smile. No, you lost, Whiskers. What? The cat's teethy smile drops down into a big old kitty frown. I turn off all anti-gravity in the ship. Whiskers screams. The safety space emergency anvil drops, a feature of every respectable spacecraft. Look what the mouse dragged in, I say. There's more than one way to drop an anvil on an evil space cat, I say. How many of your 9 lives was that, I say? I repeat bad jokes to Whiskers' remains and put a splotch of toothpaste on my toothbrush. The end.
Okay, so you didn't meet a couple requirements.
Right, so... No, I meant every requirement.
No, you didn't meet the requirement that they have to be friends at the end of the story.
Oh, well, there are... I repeat bad jokes to Whiskers' remains, who is now my pal, and put a splotch of toothpaste on my toothbrush. The end. There. Okay, that was extremely dumb, but it does prove that there's no excuse for not writing, even if you get the most ridiculous of restrictions placed upon you.
That was basically a YA novel.
Will I ever do anything or publish the story ever or do anything remotely close to showing it to anyone outside of this channel? No. But it actually did help, prime my brain for some story ideas that would involve space. As silly as this exercise was, it did genuinely give me some ideas for a more serious story. I guess. So remember, restrictions may make your work. That's the other lesson. Restrictions and insane time limits may make your work suffer. But it can be done. At the end of the day, that's the lesson. It can be done. We can make it happen. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and to watch out for space anvils. Keep reading, keep writing, and I'll see you next time.
So, what do you want the title of the video to be?
Mr. Beast stuffs 5 pepperoni pizzas into my mouth.